What's going on, movie lovers? Welcome to Apocaflix Movie News, or what I should call it is Apocaflix Movie Trailers, because we're going to be reviewing a whole bunch of trailers today. I am your host, Jacob Bartley, and I am joined back with both of the members of Apocaflix Movies, Gio Ramos and Jake Berlin. What's up, Gio?
Hey, what's up, man? Saw a lot of movies this week.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, not in theaters, but like movies
in general.
That I've yet to see movies that I've already seen. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, it's been a great week for trailers.
Anything you watched that stood out to you?
Children of Men. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I've heard of it.
Clive Owen. That was one of the best
I've heard it's good.
I've ever seen.
Really?
Really good. Yeah.
I heard it's great.
I'll
have to check it out.
Like Space Jam and Wolverine.
Just rewatching stuff.
A whole bunch of random movies. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. What's up, Jake? How are you doing, man? We missed you last week.
Yeah, it's good. Good to be back. Like Gio said, a lot of trailers to talk about. So pumped. There's a lot of good ones, too.
I'm excited. There's a lot of movies coming out, a lot of trailers. School's over, and it's a week before Rogue One, or 6 days, I should say. So
that's right.
By this time next week, we'll be seeing it. So.
So like we said, we got a whole bunch of trailers to talk about. Let's jump into the first one. So following his unbelievable Marvel Cinematic Universe debut this past spring in Captain America Civil War, Spider-Man will be swinging into theaters with his own MCU movie next summer, and we now have our first look thanks to its first trailer. While plot details remain under wrap, it's expected that the John Watts-directed film will follow the daily life of Peter Parker as a high schooler while he continues to become everyone's favorite and friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Starring Tom Holland as Spider-Man, as well as Marissa Tomei, Michael Keaton, Zendaya, Donald Glover, and a special appearance from Robert Downey Jr., Spider-Man Homecoming swings into theaters on July 7th, 2017, and I will start this one off. Why? Because Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, and this is most definitely going to be one of my most anticipated for next year. And I love the trailer. What do you expect? I mean, it's great. But it's very different because it starts off with that comedic beat, and then it jumps into like it has this coming of age John Hughes feel, and I'm sure we all noticed that with the music and just like the daily life in high school and just being kids and being weird and all that. But then of course you have it mixed in with the superhero element and him being Spider-Man, and then being involved in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They have to let people know that with the robbers wearing the Avengers mask in the beginning, and then having Robert Downey Jr. in there. Of course they have to say the word Avengers, but I loved it all, particularly because the music and the John Hughes feel, and because I think Vulture looks awesome. Like when they first announced Vulture, I was like, why Vulture? If you've seen what he looks like in the comics and the cartoons, like he has real feathers and wings that like grow out of his back, and sometimes he has a beak. Like it's just a stupid villain. But what they've done with this Vulture looks amazing, and Michael Keaton playing him, I wasn't. I like Michael Keaton as an actor in general, but I wasn't sure how that was going to work. Him playing Vulture. And he looks great. And that line he said, I will kill everyone and the people you love, like the way he delivered that, like he seemed very intimidating. So overall, like Tom Holland was great in Civil War, and so I was already excited for this movie. But man,
puts you over the top.
Combining Spider-Man, being in the MCU with a coming of age story movie, I'm so excited. Gio, you watched the trailer last night. How did you feel?
It just dawned on me how quickly this movie has come together. It felt like not that long ago that the deal between Sony and Marvel happened, and we're just like 7 months away from the movie. It's just incredible. And I loved the trailer. I did. I agree with you, Jacob. It's very much like a coming of age. Tom Holland as Peter Parker, he looks really young. Like he's a convincing.
And they said that a long time ago. This is going to be like a John Hughes movie,
right? So. Like a John Hughes movie. Kevin Feige, he's really passionate about telling the stories of Peter Parker in high school. That's exactly what we're going to get. Michael Keaton, I think he's going to be a great villain. I got a little bit of that Beetlejuice kind of tone in his voice. I will kill you. That was pretty cool. And the only thing I'll mention is that last shot of Iron Man.
Oh
and
yeah, I forgot about that.
Going through New York City, one of the best things about the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans is how it ended with Peter Parker, Spider-Man flying through swinging through New York City, And I've always imagined, man, that movie looks so cool if just Iron Man flew and Thor and all them. And
we're gonna see
we finally
it.
got to see that, and it's just awesome. I can't wait to see Robert Downey Jr. in the role he's going to play. It's going to be great. So
Jake?
Yeah, there's not much more that could be said. I think that it didn't really I don't think it blew anybody out of the water, but it was such a great introduction into this new Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen him before. He was in Civil War for a short period of time, but we have never seen the real Peter Parker, and this is the real Peter Parker. And you see him the first scene of him with his friends sitting at a table, just eye docking a girl, just sitting there, and then Zendaya calls him creepers. It's it's exactly what we want to see from a Spider-Man movie, and there's so many of those good moments inside the trailer. I really enjoyed the first moment where the bank robbers, and it's not some giant bank either. It's just a corner bank inside of where he lives, inside the suburb of New York. It's nothing big, but it's bank robbers, and they have the Avengers mask on, and there's so many good things. And I agree with you on Vulture, Jacob. I think he looks awesome. Michael Keaton to play him is just amazing. Mm-hmm. Something totally different, and I like that it's not a superpowered villain, just a regular guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's using technology.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any superpowers, so it's kind of scaled back a little bit for Peter Parker, who's just this teenager trying to become Spider-Man. He's not Spider-Man yet. He's still learning his ways, and throwing Iron Man in there is awesome as well. So
I'm pretty sure we got a glimpse of Shocker too, right?
Did we? I didn't notice.
I wasn't. I didn't.
Where'd you see that
at? It's like when Michael Keaton's giving some guy I think they're not in the woods or something. He's giving him some some kind of
maybe Vulture's behind everything
or something.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't notice that.
What's interesting though is that you see 3 different suits inside the trailer.
Spider-Man suits?
You see the winged one at the very end. You see his homemade one.
Oh, yeah.
And then you see the one without the wings.
Yeah. So I could see them doing some not flashbacks, but just showing him working before he met Iron Man.
Well, the scene where Tom Holland, where he's on the ground, he looks just totally destroyed inside the sand or whatever. He's just laying there. He's in his homemade suit.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of just operate as far as time-wise and where his suits are.
Yeah, definitely. And I forgot he was holding a ripped-in-half boat together. Yeah. It reminded me of the scene in Spider-Man 2 where he's holding the train to from falling. It reminded me of that. He's holding a boat ripped in half. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Well, in a surprise turn this morning, 20th Century Fox unveiled the first official trailer for their upcoming threequel, War for the Planet of the Apes. Directed by Matt Reeves, War sees Caesar, played by Andy Serkis, and his apes forced into a deadly conflict with the ruthless colonel, played by Woody Harrelson, and his army that follows. After the apes suffer a huge loss, Caesar starts to wrestle with his inner darkness and begins his own mythic quest to avenge his kind. The film also stars Judy Greer and Steve Zahn and hits theaters on July 14th, 2017. Jake, I know you loved, was it Dawn of the Planet of the Apes? I always get Rise and Dawn confused.
Well, if you think about the movies, it should be Rise,
exactly.
Second movie, Dawn, the first
And I know you're
movie.
looking forward to this, so whose side are you on? The apes or the humans?
Oh, dude, you gotta go with Caesar and his
your
his
own.
apes,
you go against your own species?
Every time in this franchise. Every time, No, the trailer, it was very, very unexpected. We had Spider-Man yesterday. We had Transformers and Guardians of the Galaxy earlier in the week. And, you don't really expect all these big movies to drop them in the same week. But Gio, posted it in the message. And, man, it's such a fantastic trailer. It's so big in scope compared to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That one was really, really big compared to Rise. This one doubles the size of Dawn.
Well, it's a war.
Yeah, you can. I mean, right off the bat, you can tell it's a war film. You have tanks and soldiers and apes on horses, and then you see Woody Harrelson all decked out in the black face and his army gear. And then both of the dialogue sequences, one from Caesar in the beginning, and then the second half featuring Woody Harrelson's voiceover. Matt Reeves has a total nail on this franchise as far as films go, and the tone and setting and everything it needs to be. I'm so pumped for this movie. I'm not afraid to say that it'll probably be top 3 anticipated movies for next year for me. It's just that exciting.
Yeah.
I was blown away by the trailer. I'm so excited to see it going forward. So,
Gio?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I don't know about top 3 though, because there's so many movies coming out, man.
It's gonna be so, it's just gonna be so hard.
It's gonna be hell trying to do a most anticipated list, and
it really is.
Yeah. So and Woody Harrelson, man, he is so perfect in this role. He's usually the comedic guy, but when it comes down to being dramatic and getting intense, the dude sells it, man, especially in that blackface, like you said. And how exciting is it to finally see, Caesar, who the directors described, as this Moses-like figure. That's how the apes look at him. They ready to lead him toward, world dominance. And in the beginning of the trailer, we see Caesar, and he's had it with humans. He's like, you know what? I've given you chance after chance after chance. Now I despise all of you. Even that little girl who's riding on the back of Maurice.
Yeah.
He's had it. So that's very exciting. And this trailer was exactly how it was described in that little description I put together on Apocaflix.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that trailer description? Even better. I cannot wait for this. It's going to be amazing. This might go down as one of the greatest trilogies, if this third film can deliver. I love the first one to James Franco. Second one was great, and third one, if it hits,
definitely. Yeah, I thought the trailer is awesome. I love that how there's not really like a good guy and a bad guy. Like Woody Harrelson character probably thinks he's doing the right thing. He's trying to save humankind in his eyes. So and in doing so, he's willing to do whatever he has to.
This franchise, it lets you decide.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's no right or wrong.
But I think while I love Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, I think it fell short with the Gary Oldman character being the antagonist in a way. I think Woody Harrelson's character is going to be great. He looks amazing, and I'm just curious how it's all going to come together, because Caesar doesn't want to wipe the humans out. He even says in the beginning of the trailer, like, I tried to offer you peace. He doesn't want to wipe the humans out, but they kind of force his hand and push him to do so, because he's not going to let his species die out. So, I love the trailer. Like you said, Gio, it's going to be one of the best trilogies ever if this is as good or better than Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
In sad news, everybody, it's been confirmed that Koba did die in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So don't expect Koba back. He was a great character.
Did they say that?
Great villain, yes.
Well, they've been questioning it because people have been saying that there was kind of a tease in the trailer, but now it's official. So
he's dead.
Yeah, as excited as I am for this movie, I don't even think it'll make my top 10 most anticipated because... dude, there's so many coming out.
It's crazy.
There's
it's
6.
Just nuts.
How many superhero movies are coming out? At least 6. 7, and all 7 of those are probably going to be my most anticipated.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, they will be. How can they not be?
Power Rangers, Beauty and the Beast, and probably Star Wars. There you go. I figured out your top.
And one of those will
superheroes.
definitely be this next trailer. So before we got our first look at Spider-Man Homecoming, the week started with an awesome new trailer for James Gunn's upcoming sequel, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Still just a teaser, Marvel revealed a new trailer for the sequel that gave us much of what we loved from the first film, as well as new and exciting moments, and of course we can't forget about Baby Groot. Starring Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, Kurt Russell, Karen Gillian, Michael Rooker, Elizabeth Debicki, Palm Glementif, and Glenn Close, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 hits theaters on May 5th, 2017. Gio, being that you love Marvel so much, how did you like this trailer?
Yeah, Baby Groot, man. That's all I've been hearing about, like, from everybody who's watched this trailer. And, this guy, he's gonna steal the movie. Call it what it is. He stole the trailer. Well, for me, it was Drax, and that ended.
In that last scene,
This is 2 trailers in a row now where Drax, he just, for me, like, at the very end, he just says something. Like, in the first trailer, he's like, you just need to find a woman who's pathetic.
Exactly.
Like,
well, they can market him now because everyone knows him from the first movie. They couldn't have used him in the trailers for the first film like that. Because everyone would be like, what?
Yeah. And, Dave Bautista, he's so perfect for this role. I hope he works with James Gunn, for a long time because he knows how to use... him, in the right roles. And this trailer, it didn't give us a lot. We don't know anything about the story or the plot. We don't know who the villain is. All we know is that the gang is back, plus 2. Who is the other?
Mantis,
Nebula, and Yondu.
Well, Nebula's. We didn't even see Yondu in this trailer.
No Yondu or Nebula.
See, and there's so much more to see and so much more to offer. I cannot wait, and I just want to say for just like 10 seconds, like, Warner Brothers, this is how you put together a trailer. Like, we've gotten 2 Wonder Woman trailers. I know the plot, I know the characters, I know probably half the action sequences.
Welcome to the good side, bro.
With this Guardians, this is how you market a movie. Come on. don't screw up the remaining movies. Like, anyways, all right. Next.
Jake, did you like this trailer?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, I thought that the week was going to be filled with Guardians of the Galaxy love and all this talk about Baby Groot that lasted about a good solid day or so with all the trailers. But it just shows how much James Gunn has a hold of this franchise. You know, how much confidence Marvel has in him and this franchise, and they can do whatever they want because it's not connected to the Earthbound movies, and continuity-wise, they can change back and forth. But I just got to say, like, you know, we were expecting Baby Groot to be this lovable character after seeing him at the end of Guardians 1 and then seeing the posters and images and whatnot. But I was not expecting him to be that flipping cute.
Oh,
like, he
yeah.
is, the voice, the first moment I heard him talk, I was dying. Just dying of laughter and like love.
And I think that's still Vin Diesel, right?
Yeah, it's just a little bit, it's toned differently, but it's just so fantastic. And the way they introduced him with the bomb and the button thing, and he's talking to Rocket and everything, it's just so fantastic. You never thought that people would be more excited about this character in this movie, but they obviously showed us wrong. So,
well, obviously, Baby Groot stole the show. He's amazing, and my favorite scene is when he's chasing that guy and he gets mad and he's like wraps his hands around him and throws him off the bridge. That excites me because I didn't think he was gonna still be strong like that and be able to fight, but he's still gonna be able to fight, and they showed that in this trailer. And that guy was scared of him.
He was running away from him.
This small. He's so small, and the guy's like scared of him. So he must have done something earlier to show that he's a badass still. But yeah, what can I say? This trailer continues the tone from the first movie, and they added a bunch of new characters, and I'm excited to see. I wonder, like, Mantis. Can she fight? Like, is she going to be involved in the action
in the
at
comics.
all?
She's
that's what I figured.
Combat in the comics.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what her powers are outside of, you know, being able to see.
She's like a telepath,
feelings.
like Professor X, but I know she can fight from the comics.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how the new members are incorporated into the team. But yeah, I loved every moment of this trailer, and definitely looking forward to more Baby Groot. Man, he's gonna steal the year.
The marketing for that character is gonna be off the walls.
Oh, definitely. The girls are going to love him for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, continuing our theme of big trailer releases, our next trailer is for Transformers: The Last Knight, Michael Bay's 5th directed installment in the franchise, bringing a bit of old flair into this new trilogy of movies. The Last Knight brings back Mark Wahlberg as Cade Yeager in a world where Optimus Prime has left us and a new gigantic threat has shown up on Earth's doorstep. While plot details have yet to be released, the trailer features footage during both medieval and Nazi times, indicating at some major flashbacks or even time travel. Also starring Laura Hoddick, John Goodman, Isabella Moner, Stanley Tucci, Josh Duhamel, and Anthony Hopkins. Transformers: The Last Knight rolls into theaters on June 23rd, 2017. So, Jake, are you buying in on this 5th movie in the Transformers franchise with this trailer?
No, unfortunately, I'm not.
What? What?
Surprise.
The trailers, like, you know, we've talked about it over and over again. We always drink the Kool-Aid as far as the Transformers trailers go, and the next trailer might blow my socks off. But for this teaser trailer, I wasn't into it. You know, I didn't really like the whole. It began with a really slow beat and slow music, and then it switched into something very much quicker and faster. As far as like the medieval Nazi thing goes, if it's time travel, I am out completely. If it's flashbacks. You know, it depends on how it goes. I'll buy it, but I do not want to see time travel for this movie. Flashbacks is okay. I'm more interested in the whole Optimus Prime stuff. You know, I've been reading a lot of stuff coming out as far as like, oh, it's this from the comics or it's this from the TV show, and there are some things that I like, some things I don't like. I just don't trust Michael Bay, and that's the problem. You know, I think that these characters can be like super awesome if they're held by the right director, and Michael Bay's not the guy, and so. Yeah. I like that he's bringing back Josh Duhamel from the original trilogy. I thought he was a bright spot of those movies, and the whole human side. But I just think that there needs to be a switch in tone and style of these movies. Unfortunately, that's because of Michael Bay. And you know, like I said, there could be another trailer that switches my mind. But as of right now, I'm not buying it just because of Michael Bay.
What are the chances we get a Shia LaBeouf cameo?
Never.
Why not?
Actually, I'm not
Never
gonna
say never.
I will not throw that out the window right now.
Like, bring him in as a consultant. Like, I've worked with these guys before, you know. And
yeah, I mean, he was good friends with Lennox.
Shia LaBeouf could play that crazy, like, he's turned into, like, crazy Shia in the Transformers.
You never know,
he could pull it
you
off.
never know.
I've never been a huge fan of this franchise. I liked the first one, but other than that, like, they've all been pretty bad. And I'm not falling for this either, Jake. There are two things that looked pretty cool to me though. In the medieval times, like the 3-headed dragon transformer.
Yeah, that was cool.
That looked cool. Mm-hmm. And then I don't like the story plot of Optimus Prime being bad or whatever they're doing, but that scene where Bumblebee runs up to him and he grabs him and throws him on the ground, like the action looked really cool.
Intense. See, I'm only going into this for the action.
The action always looks cool in the movies. Yes. But so those two things, like, dang it, I might want to go watch this just for like the spectacle of it, but story-wise, I'm not taking it seriously at all. The dialogue, I know it's going to be bad. That's my assumption going in. Who knows? You can always be proven wrong, but just watching this whole trailer in the back of my mind, I'm just like, this is stupid.
Yeah, the only glimmer of hope I had in the trailer was when Optimus Prime looked dead in space.
Yeah,
I was more intrigued with what that storyline was than everything else going on Earth.
Yeah, and I'm tired of him dying and coming back. It's just stupid. And also another stupid thing. Why is there like a 15-year-old girl going to fight these Transformers? Why? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I don't care what excuse they make. Why can't you get like an adult woman, a military adult woman, to join him as a sidekick? Why a 15-year-old girl?
Well, and where did his daughter go? From
exactly.
That last movie, where's the continuity?
What is that little girl going to do against these Transformers? Yeah. Like, it doesn't make sense at all. But Gio, I'm sure you love this trailer.
Oh, you're
right?
buying this, aren't you?
I'm going to be a little bit more optimistic than both of you here, you haters. God. As far as the little girl, according to the producers, or it was a director, it was somebody, they said that she's a survivor of the Chicago battle. She lost her whole family. She's a little bit grown up now, and apparently she wants to fight. Look, it's for the kids, okay? The kids want somebody they can root for. They can't just root for Mark Wahlberg all the time or Bumblebee.
Don't you remember loving Natalie Portman as Padme when we were little?
Of course.
Maybe this is their Padme.
No.
Could be, who knows? But this trailer, it won't win over any new fans. Like, we all know what this Transformers franchise has done to us. It crushed our hopes every film after the first one. It's great having Josh Jamal back. I hope Tyrese returns too, because those two that work together.
He's awesome in that role.
Yeah, and it's just, as far as, I'm not really a Transformers fan, but doing research on the internet, a lot of them are excited, not Michael Bay directing, but just the introduction of Unicron, who we saw swallowing up that moon. He's a planet eater. Mm-hmm. In the cartoon, he played a role in kind of brainwashing
Optimus Prime,
which explains why he could be bad in this movie for a short while, and
for like a whole 30 seconds.
Yeah, we all know he's going to turn good. Whatever. We know Bumblebee ain't gonna die either. Come on now, he's getting his own spin-off movie.
R-rated, apparently.
R-rated, yeah, Tarantino-like.
What? Why does it need to be R-rated if he's fighting other robots?
There's blood, apparently.
What?
It doesn't make any sense. But there's something that just tells me, because after 13 hours, I don't know if you guys have seen 13 hours.
That's what I wrote up on the site, is there's some kind of hope just because of 13 hours.
I need to watch it.
It felt like the kind of break that he needed from this franchise, because 13 hours, it was one of his better, in my opinion, one of his better movies, which when you look at Michael Bay's filmography is not saying a lot. So just there's just something that tells me that this one's going to be just pretty decent to good, but I'm not putting money on it. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
I will say that if Age of Extinction was all right or good, and then this trailer came out, it's not a bad trailer. But just knowing how horrible the last 3 movies have been, I'm like, this is dumb.
And hey, maybe the writer's room gives Michael Bay something good to work with.
Well, I was just going to say that there was a rumor, not a rumor, but a report almost, that the writer's room is the reason that Michael Bay came back.
Right.
So maybe the story is actually better than what it has been the last couple of movies.
Maybe he's tired of...
I hope so. I would love to be proven wrong and this movie
these
be
movies
good.
could be so awesome if they're done right.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on to a much lighter tone for the next trailer. Paramount released the first trailer for their upcoming R-rated comedy retelling of the 90s TV show Baywatch. Directed by Seth Gordon, the big screen adaptation stars Dwayne Johnson, Zac Efron, Alexandra Daddario, Kelly Rohrbach, and Priyanka Chopra in a more action-packed, more raunchier version of the popular show that's released next Memorial Day on May 26, 2017. So I'm going to take this one because I love raunchy rated R comedies, but I didn't love this trailer, honestly. And I think it's because it's not a Red Band trailer.
Yeah,
I want to see the Red Band trailer. They weren't able to show what the movie really is in this trailer. So I'm gonna hold off till the Red Band trailer to decide whether or not I'm excited for this movie. But I do love this cast. I'm a huge fan of Zac Efron, especially in comedy, and Alexandra Daddario. How can you not like her?
Perfect movie.
And a lot of people compare this to 22 Jump Street or 21 Jump Street, that franchise. If it's going to be in the same vein as that, I'm looking forward to it. I was never cared for Baywatch as a TV show, other than the hot chicks, but I am looking forward to this, but I didn't love this first trailer. Jake?
Yeah, I agree with you. The comedy bits, they didn't hit as well as I hoped they would. There was the one scene at the end, the "you people" thing, which was pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
That was probably the only one. Also, the "my balls" and "why does it sound like a
that was pretty
thing.
funny.
And that's because the chemistry between Johnson and Efron.
Oh, I bet you it's going to be
those
great.
two are the only real reason why I'm still looking forward to this movie after this trailer.
That's the only reason?
Well, there's more reasons, obviously, but honestly, having Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron, two completely different kind of actors, come together and make this kind of movie, that's what kind of gets me involved in it. And there was a lot of 21 Jump Street feels to it, obviously.
Which is not a bad thing.
And the whole action thing with Dwayne Johnson, obviously you have to have that, him swimming under fire and all that kind of stuff. So it looks cool. I agree. I think the Red Band trailer is really going to give us an idea as what this movie is. But I have confidence in it because of Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron. So.
Oh, definitely. Gio?
Oh, this is a perfect testing ground because Dwayne Johnson's going to be Black Adam and Zac Efron's going to be Shazam. So this is going to be great.
I think that's a good casting for Shazam.
He's too small for Shazam.
Anyway, give him 3-inch boots.
You mean height-wise?
No, well, build-wise too.
He's pretty big.
Yeah,
dude.
but Shazam is like the Rock size, literally.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, sorry. All right, so I'm
always got to go
definitely
DC, dude.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's no news this week, so. But anyways, this I love this idea of an R-rated Jump Street, type Baywatch. If you're gonna do it this way, and the cast is very exciting. On paper, you guys mentioned the names. I don't need to mention them again, but I'm like you, Jacob. I really want to see that Red Band.
Oh
trailer.
yeah, that's the real trailer in my opinion.
I do like seeing everyone on screen. They look great. The casting is perfect, but I want to see just how R-rated this movie is gonna go, and for especially Dwayne Johnson, to see him in that, I think it's exciting. So reserve judgment. We're gonna wait and see. There's some good things, but I think the best is yet to come.
Yeah, there were a couple moments now that I think about it that I thought were funny, and when the manager of the Baywatch thing was like, "It's up to us to save the name of Baywatch." So it's kind of like self-awareness of
exactly.
of the TV show, and then bringing the
Does
Baywatch name back.
She's running in slow motion.
Yeah,
that one was
exactly.
good.
That was good. And then when
good.
she's like, "You looking at my boobs? Look at my face." He's like, "But they're so close to your face." That was funny.
And it's Alexandra Daddario.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I just cannot wait for that Red Band trailer. All right, when it was announced that Universal would be assembling their monster properties for the cinematic shared universe, it was met with an odd look by many. But then the studio changed many minds by casting big names in prominent roles. The first movie in the monster shared universe is The Mummy, which stars Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe in a modern retelling of the classic story. We were given our first look at the movie earlier this week with its first trailer, which features Sofia Botella's Princess Amina awakened from her tomb that lies deep beneath the desert floor, bringing her overgrown ancient terrors into present day. Directed by Alex Kurtzman, The Mummy also stars Annabelle Wallis, Courtney B. Vance. Trying to do fancy names. Jake Johnson, and is released next summer on June 9th, 2017. Gio, you saw this trailer. How are you feeling about it?
I really liked it, and I think this trailer did exactly what it was meant to do, because I was watching the Twitter sphere about this trailer, and everyone was thrown off in a good way that a Mummy movie is coming.
Well, a lot of people didn't know, casual movie fans, they had no idea.
And one that starred Tom Cruise.
And then it played during was it Sunday Night Football? Yeah.
So it was. I thought it did that was a good marketing move.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I definitely buy this trailer. The tone of it. It had a little bit of that horror, because it's suspense, because it's like that thing is right there in the airplane, and you're you're watching it, and you're like, oh my god, don't come to life, please don't come to life, especially on the airplane. and then like you see all the what were those like flying creatures?
I think it was just birds.
Yeah, which is scary.
God, that's so scary. And then the only other thing I'll mention, because I know we all want to talk about this, is that the stunts they look legit. You know, Tom Cruise once again. You know, he's bringing his
the zero G thing was really cool.
His work ethic, all to this movie, and I have no doubt it's gonna be awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, I really liked the trailer, and surprisingly, because I don't know, I wasn't really looking forward to this that much. Like, I thought it was going to be cool with Tom Cruise, but I like it because I like that they chose to go with a female mummy. Like, I think that's really cool. And Sofia Boutella, she's been awesome in anything we've seen her in, Kingsman, for example. And Tom Cruise in this action role, of course, he's in an airplane again, just like in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. And that catches people's eyes right away. Tom Cruise in an airplane, oh shoot. But my favorite element was the horror feel of it. Like the birds flying into the plane and then the plane crash and him waking up in the morgue. Like that, those elements really stood out to me. And Russell Crowe playing Jekyll and Hyde, right?
Yeah, Jekyll.
That is freaking dope. So yeah, I really enjoyed the trailer, and I didn't think I was going to. So Jake?
Yeah, I agree. It caught me off guard. I was kind of looking forward to it just because I like these type of movies, and I have hope for them. And then when you bring on Tom Cruise, you're like, oh, that's awesome. But I agree with both of you guys said. The horror element is what caught me, and there's so many good things out of it. And Sofia Boutella is the woman mummy. And then you have a little bit of Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe in there. I'm also a huge fan of Annabelle Wallis, who is the girl lead, the female lead.
Yeah.
She's in a show called Peaky Blinders on Netflix, which is
I've heard
unbelievable.
Yeah, I've heard some good things about it. Yeah.
She's in a couple other things, but yeah, it's cool. And I love that they took a risk, and whether it happens or not, but they killed the main character and then brought him back. Which is something you don't really see in a movie, especially with Tom Cruise. Like, when was the last time you saw Tom Cruise die in a movie?
Never.
Probably never. So, but
Edge of Tomorrow, he kind of died.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Like 100 times.
Yeah,
that totally erased what you just said.
You're right,
but that's different. That's different.
But yeah, I think that the stunts too, as well, the zero G thing in the plane. I love that they played the first part of the trailer was that almost that entire scene, which kind of just brought people into it. So that was really cool. And yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot more than I was about a week ago. So
yeah, for sure. All right, well, moving on to a much smaller trailer. So in the unknown movie of the show, the first official trailer for The Circle has been released online. After rising to the ranks of the world's largest tech and social media company, May, played by Emma Watson, is encouraged by the company founder, played by Tom Hanks, to live her life with complete transparency. The Circle also stars John Boyega, Karen Gillian, Patton Oswalt, Bill Paxton, and opens April 29th, 2017. Gio, you watched this trailer. Are you interested in this movie after watching the trailer?
Man, as a film fan, how could you not love this cast? I mean, Tom Hanks playing that Steve Jobs guy. He's up there,
creepier version.
A creepier version. You are absolutely right. Yeah, this has a little bit of a Eagle Eye meets help me out. What's
well, it's being compared a lot to the TV show Black Mirror.
Black Mirror
right now. Yeah, it's a TV show all about technology.
Yeah,
I've heard about that show. I've heard it's good. It kind of reminds me a little tiny bit of The Social Network.
Oh yeah, a little bit of that.
Yeah, you're right, man. That's good. That's a good comparison. Yeah, and it's just I think it's very. I don't want to say by the numbers because you think it's a good idea to have all this technology surveillance into your lives, all well and good, but then people get carried away with that, and then next thing you know you start losing your minds and all that kind of stuff. But I definitely buy into this. Emma Watson and John Boyega, I think they're gonna have some great chemistry, and Tom Hanks, I think he's gonna be the anchor for the movie. Kind of like that veteran presence. So I definitely buy it.
Yeah, I agree. It was a very much smaller movie. If you have a cast like this, it's not very known. Like, I don't think any of us knew of it about 4 days ago. So, but it's a very interesting subject in today's world, and there's a lot of television shows and movies on this. There's almost kind of an ex machina feel as well.
Yeah,
with the technology.
A little bit, yeah.
Not cyborgs and all that kind of stuff, but just the whole technology feel and what it's evolving to and whatnot.
Advances,
Yeah, I love seeing Emma Watson there as well, just because I feel like she's not around as much anymore. last few years. I know she's coming up in Beauty and the Beast, but seems like she's picking her projects well and kind of.
She's very picky with what she does.
Yeah, so
and that gives rich off the Harry Potter franchise.
That gives great confidence in this movie if she chose the script. So
definitely,
she's kind of more of a sophisticated and old school actress. So and then you pair her up with John Boyega, Tom Hanks, and the rest of the cast. It's awesome. I'm very interested in it. I'm looking forward to it. The trailer was good. Not great, but it was good.
Yeah, I didn't know about this movie until today, and I'm really intrigued by it. The cast, first of all, and also the concept. We've seen situations like this before, but I think this is going to have its own unique kind of spin on it, especially it's like an updated version with like social media and stuff like that. But it also reminds me a little bit of The Truman Show. I don't know if either of you have seen that movie.
Heard of it.
I know I was going to have both of you guys watch it when we did the Make them watch it. But The Truman Show basically is like, it's a TV show based on this guy's life, and they're watching him 24/7, but he doesn't know it. And he's like thrown into this world where like it's all built for him, so they could just watch him live his life. And it's like the number one rated TV show that everyone watches it and everything. So it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. But of course, she knows that they're watching her and all that. But yeah, I can't wait to see this now. I'm definitely going to have my eye on this, and Emma Watson. She's so adorable. I can't wait to see Beauty and the Beast. All right, well, the next trailer may be for a movie not many of us will see. It still must be talked about. While it didn't break any view records like its predecessor, Universal released a new trailer for the upcoming sequel 50 Shades Darker this week. Almost turning into a mystery thriller, 50 Shades Darker follows Christian Grey as he wrestles with his inner demons, while Anastasia confronts the anger and envy of a woman who came before her. Directed by James Foley and starring Dakota Johnson, Jamie Dornan, Tyler Hoechlin, Rita Ora, Eric Johnson, and Kim Basinger, 50 Shades Darker is released on February 10th, 2017. Now, Jake, I know you love this franchise.
Saw the first movie.
Totally just kidding. How do you feel about this trailer?
So, I'll start by saying this franchise is a total joke. Okay, the movie, I know that some people loved it. It made tons of money. It broke YouTube view records as the trailer goes, but it's just a franchise that's not for me. I think it's just a joke. But as far as a trailer goes, just a trailer, I thought the trailer was actually pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I think that
okay.
I know that the movie is going to be horrible. I think it's just going to be, like I said, just a total joke. But as far as a structured trailer, I think it's actually laid out pretty well. And, I don't know if that's going to end up being the movie's good. There's a switch director this time around. Jamie Dornan, who was very, very wooden in the first movie, maybe has got his bearings on this time. But the trailer is actually pretty decent. And as well as the teaser trailer was actually put together pretty well well. So
Jake's looking forward to it.
No, I'm not going to say I'm looking forward to 50 Shades Darker because I'm not. But as far as the trailer goes, it's a good trailer.
Yeah, I didn't actually think the first movie was that bad, which some people do, but I don't think it's horrible. I think it's had potential, I think. And for me, I don't think this trailer was horrible, but I know the movie's going to be dumb. So I'm just like, some of the things I cringed at, but some of them, like, oh, that looks interesting. But I like how they're like totally changing the genre.
It's like a mystery thriller.
To like a mystery thriller, horror, action movie. He's flying a helicopter. Like, what's going on here? They're all over the place with this. But here's where I think the first movie fell flat, where I hope they capitalize on this. So these movies are rated R, right? Mm-hmm. So this franchise is supposed to be, the intrigue in it is like the sexual part of it, right? And like the whips and chains and all that kind of stuff. Like the first one barely had any of that. They didn't really push the edge on that stuff. They need to push the edge on that and go get as edgy as they possibly can with that type of stuff, because that's what people want to go and watch these movies for. So, and it kind of looked like it got a little like that in this movie. They were at the masquerade party with the mask and telling her to take her panties off at the dinner table and like doing stuff to her in the elevator. Like, so if they do more stuff like that, I think the movie could maybe be decent. But I don't know. This trailer was just all right to me, but a lot of things just make me laugh in this trailer. So ultimately, not a great trailer, but it's all right. Gio?
No, I've never seen the first movie. This is not my cup of tea here. I'm excited for the fans. If this is your guys' stuff, your thing, you want to go watch it, that's cool. There was not a woman on earth who could take me to go see this movie. And I say that now. Watch. Valentine's Day weekend. I'm gonna meet a pretty girl. She's gonna be like, please. I'm gonna be like, fuck. But yeah, I that's all I have to say. You guys said as much as could be said at this table about this trailer, this franchise. So
we liked it.
Cool.
I'm just kidding.
To each their own, cheers to more.
I wouldn't say we liked it, but all right. Our final trailer of the show is no doubt one I'll be checking out here in a few weeks. Having already released a pair of trailers, Fox is making one last big push to get fans excited for the upcoming adaptation of Assassin's Creed with a third and final trailer. Michael Fassbender stars as Caleb Lynch, a death row inmate who is somehow brought back to life and taken to a multinational corporation known as Abstergo Industries.
Yeah.
There, though revolutionary technology, Caleb begins experiencing the memories of his ancestors in 15th century Spain, who is part of a secret organization known as Assassins. Assassin's Creed also stars Marion Cotillard,
nice.
Jeremy Irons, Michael K. Williams, Ariane Labad, Brendan Gleeson, and hits theaters on December 21st, 2016. So,
stepping up your game, bro.
I know, right? I practiced that one. I always mess her name up. So, Gio, you saw this trailer. Do you think it's the best one yet of this Assassin's Creed trailer?
I thought they came out the gate strong with that Kanye West first one. I really liked it.
I strongly disagree.
But since then, it's like, where the hell is the marketing for this movie? Like, I've seen some posters, but not much after that. Like this movie is not just some other blockbuster. This is important for the video game genre because I really want this movie to hit. So that way we could see more video game adaptations later on down the road. I know we're getting Lara Croft, but there are so many other properties. Like, this genre is just waiting to break out. I really thought Warcraft was going to do it. I have high hopes for Assassin's Creed, but I feel like it's going to be one of those overlooked movies because there's just so many movies coming out in December, But again, we'll wait and see. The trailer itself, I thought it was great. It's everything that a fan of the video game, would want in the movie. Michael Fassbender, I feel like, as producer and star of this hopeful franchise, he's going to really deliver. One worry I have is just getting people into the seats to watch this movie. I hope people give this movie a chance. If you end up liking this movie, if it ends up being good, it could suck, but if it ends up being good, I hope the word of mouth spreads. This film is very important, and yeah.
I actually think this is the best trailer so far, and mostly because they didn't have a stupid song in there. Like, the first two trailers both had songs that the songs are distracting from the trailer, from the story, and from the action. I start thinking about the song instead of what I'm watching on screen. So I think this is the best trailer so far. You just hear the score in the background, but that's not it. I thought it kind of, and it maybe because I wasn't paying attention to the music, but I got a better grasp of the story and what was going on with him and the ancestry and how it all works, the technology works and all that, and how it feels real, how he says it feels real and it really is real. So I'm hopeful for this franchise. I really, really want this movie to succeed, but I have a bad feeling that it's going to get buried by Star Wars and the Oscar movies coming out. Like, I hope not, but I have a feeling during the week it comes out, it might struggle, but then hopefully it has good word of mouth and survives into January, February, because Star Wars is just going to come out. Rogue One is just going to come out, like a week before that?
It comes like 5 days before.
Yeah, it's going to be tough box office-wise, but I think it could have legs if it's good. Jake?
Yeah, I echo everything you said. I think this is the best trailer it's released so far, and that is solely due to no stupid songs behind it.
Hey, come on.
It's no offense to you, but dude, those songs took me out of the trailer every single time. The footage is awesome. I think that Michael Fassbender is perfect for this character. I never played the video games. I've heard fantastic things about the story. It looks great. I love the cast. Justin Kurtzell's a director. I've heard he's fantastic. I've yet to see Macbeth, but I've heard he did a fantastic job on that movie. He has his two leading stars from that movie. In this movie, I as well think that it's a little scary going forward for it. I think that it will get buried by a few movies, mainly Star Wars. Star Wars is going to have huge legs for weeks, and it's going to bury a lot of movies. And I hope it doesn't get buried, just because I think this is the video game's final hope until a few years down the road. I don't think we'll see a good video game until a possible Uncharted movie whenever that's
Lara
released. Yeah, Lara Croft, when is that? 2018, somewhere around there. So about a year and a half away. So I think that Assassin's Creed needs to do well for this for this genre to have any kind of legs going forward. I hope it turns into a franchise because they can tell all kinds of stories with this character.
Mm-hmm.
So
the cast is great.
Yeah, and the cast. I mean, you can lock down those characters for a long time. Michael Fassbender, especially. And but as far as the trailer goes, it's awesome. The footage is great. I love the whole present day, past thing, 15th century Spain, all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to it.
A really quick Showdown Sunday. Which one would you rather see? A Martin Scorsese Grand Theft Auto adaptation or Peter Jackson Halo?
As far as video games go,
Yeah.
if I have to choose, I don't really want to see either.
Yeah.
Because while Grand
you guys
Theft
are
Auto, you can literally just. What is the story of Grand Theft Auto?
Be anything.
Exactly. So it would just be taking the name.
Wouldn't that excite Scorsese though? Like you could tell anything you want.
But why didn't he can just make any mob movie or any like thug street movie?
Because it's Grand Theft Auto. I don't know.
I mean, that if I have to choose, it would be the Grand Theft Auto Scorsese film.
All right.
I agree, just because I'm not a fan of Peter Jackson.
Whoa. Okay.
What about
New
you,
revelation.
Gio? What about you,
I'm
Gio?
going for Halo, man. I've been waiting to see a Halo movie. I'm a big fan of the franchise. That video game is a phenomenon. Regardless
Yeah,
if
it
you-
was.
I agree, but attaching Peter Jackson would be a huge mistake.
Peter Jackson or Neil Blomkamp?
Just kill me now, dude. Either one would be death. Either one would be straight death.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for that Mortal Kombat reboot. That's what I want.
James
That
Wan,
that
there you
might
go.
save the video game.
Dude,
franchise.
James Wan has saved a franchise before.
I hope so. All right, well, that's going to wrap up Apocaflix movie trailers for this week. I want to thank Gio for joining us. Let them know where they can find you online.
Yeah, this was the war for the trailers of the hype or whatever. Of the week. You can find me on Twitter at GioRamos24. Check out ApocaflixMovies.com. We're doing some good stuff over there. And you can also see us next week in the Rogue One premiere.
Woo!
Yeah.
And Jake Berlin.
Yeah, Twitter, Instagram at Qui-Gon Jake. Check out the Padawan podcast. Got a new one doing today after this.
Yeah, today.
Good one. Yeah, and for next week, man, we're going to be doing some Rogue One stuff since we'll be there at 1 a.m. Thursday night.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And you can find me, Jacob Bartley, on Twitter at JacobBartley_ on this Apocaflix Movies YouTube channel. Please subscribe and hit that like button. We truly do appreciate it. Until next time, take care. And so excited for Rogue One. Cannot wait.